is a track called You're My Love. It's a cover version by Bianco Express. We happened to be watching an old Top of the Pops from the 70s, and this track came on. And sometimes we hear tracks and we think, you know, obviously we like it, but we think, oh, we could do a version of that and put our own stamp on it. And basically we did like a light club vibe with like a Spanish influence to it. And it's kind of different for us, but yeah, we're really pleased with it.
Jazz lounge vibe to it, and it's on the backing vocals. We have Elizabeth Axwee, who is featured on this record for the first time. It's got a kind of jazz guitar vibe. Tony Reilly played brilliant guitar as usual, and kind of reminds us of late 60s, early 70s. I don't know, that kind of Isley's War kind of thing. So check it out.
This next track is track 3, and it's called Kiss the Bride. It's how this song came about. We were every year we usually play at Milan Blue Note Club, and they have like a radio booth there in the club, which is run by Radio Monte Carlo. And there's a Scottish guy DJ. He's also a musician, and his name is Nick the Nightfly. And he just had a remix done by a Rome outfit called Papik, and he done a remix of one of their tunes, and we thought, oh, that sounds really good. And so after our set, Nick said to us, why don't you have a go at doing this track? I think it sounds great, it sounds a bit like that Bianco. So we took it back and put some croonage on it and Kiss the Bride. And oh yeah, also to make it different from his version, we invited someone who hasn't played with us for a while, who's a very sort of well thought of saxophonist in London, Dave O'Higgins, to have a blast at the top.
The next track is Medusa, and there's a funny story behind this. It's kind of a backing is like a Cuban salsa, but the vocal on it, the spoken vocal, the Medusa vocal, is actually courtesy of a cafe owner in Istanbul, and it's a place that we've been to a couple of times before for lunch, and last time we were there last year we went again, and the guy that owns it has got the most incredible speaking voice, and I'm not going to even attempt to do it, but anyway, we were sat there and Mark said, let's try and get him on the record, let's get him to say Medusa. And, you know, I just thought, no, we can't do that, it's embarrassing. So we walked back to the hotel, and actually halfway back, suddenly thought, actually it's a great idea. So I just went back in with my iPad and said to him, can you just say Medusa into this? He didn't really speak any English, but he got the gist. And got 4 or 5 takes of that, brought it back. Actually gave him the last LP we did as a token gesture from us, and that's the voice you hear on the record. The other thing that I quite like about it is that Elizabeth does a crazy mad laugh on it, and I don't think however hard we tried to do it, we'd never get it. So,
tune is called Falling, and it's probably the most conventional tune on the album. It's more in a pop format. Can't really say much more about it than that, but it's you know, we enjoyed. Also, we worked with a new guy mixing our album this time called Dave Bascom, which we really enjoyed working with. He's fantastic. I mean, I've worked with him before. We did an album with Danny and Basher, but I said to Mark about Dave how he's like old school, but he's still working with the modern stuff and Pro Tools and with the plugins, and he liked this tune. And it's yeah, it's one that probably sticks out more than any other. It's not in a jazzy vein, but we still like it. next song is called The Other Side of Love. It's a ballad which is has a great atmosphere to it and quite sort of melodramatic. And it features on guitar Tony Remy, which is kind of like a blues rock kind of feel to it. And on backing vocals we've got Elizabeth Antwi again, Mark on piano, so it's got a nice space to it. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with this track.
Definitely. It's just the way it goes. It's probably a bit of a departure for us, and it's probably a more traditional style ballad, although it's, you know, still sort of leans to R&B. On that particular track, I mean, it's pretty much self-contained in that, you know, the only other people that came in to do anything on it were Elizabeth Antwi did some backing vocals, and my dad, Tony Fisher, played Frugal. He's worked with us in the past, but it's probably got to be, I don't know, 10, 15 years, something like that. So that was kind of nice, and he did a great job. Next track is called You'll Never Know. It's more of a traditional samba approach with the big chorus chant vocals. On this particular track, Elizabeth Antwi's again featured but on lead vocal this time. It was kind of more of a throwback to some of the stuff we've done in the past. It was also a good opportunity, as throughout the record we've both got new plugins and this particular synthesizer plugin that I've had fun with and used it on a few tracks. So I know with Mark he's had some new plugins as well. So that's another side to making the album. We've had fun with our new tools.
This next tune is kind of typical of every album we do. We usually do an instrumental or two, and it gives us an opportunity to get into kind of like filmic sounding grooves. This one's kind of it's got a samba bossa vibe to it, but it's kind of got a 70s influence in, you know, like a Lala Schifrin.
Can you tell me what it's called?
Oh, it's called Cosmic Samba, by the way. But yeah, it's a nice sort of flute hook, and yeah, it's kind of like a jazz funk samba, 70s kind of vibe. Yeah, we just enjoy making these. I mean, I think one day we might do a compilation of instrumentals album along the way, because we've got plenty of them now. But no, we really enjoy it. It's a nice kind of cool groove, lounge sort of kind of track.
Okay, the next song is called The Universe, and this one's got kind of Brazilian chant vocal chorus to it, and it's retro in some respects. Played a Rhodes solo on it, which I love playing. I've always enjoyed playing Rhodes. It's got a nice groove to it. Anything in particular?
Yeah, it's more like a lounge club, slightly dubby, and then Mark does a tasty Rhodes solo on the third verse.
Well,
usual format for us, you know. But no, it's good. Our agent likes this track.
That's always a good thing.
Yeah. The next track actually is another version of Too Late for Love, and it was after you know, we were working with Papik. You know, we liked what he did with Kiss the Bride, so we asked him to do a remix of Too Late for Love, and in actual fact he just re-recorded the whole lot, just kept the vocals, and he has a great band, musicians down in Rome, so we really liked it, so we wanted to include it on the album, because it also fitted in with the style and musicianship of the album, because in the past we've had remixes done, which have been great, but they don't really represent us, you know, they kind of remix his idea of what he wants to do, so we thought this merited being on the album. Yeah.
Yeah, we did a little short 1.5 minute song, and kind of encapsulates the title of the album, obviously. But it's one of those ones I think you just close your eyes and imagine yourself on the beach, and without giving too much away, you will be on the beach.